Good, happy Tuesday morning, March 8th, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of your morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's get started right now with this morning news update. I hope you all enjoy. First up, man arrested for firing gun during altercation in Nashua. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tax return season is here, and AutoFair Nissan wants to earn your business.
And Nashua police say they arrested a man after he fired a gun while trying to stop a burglar from taking car parts. 38-year-old Todd Bulliner was taken into custody on Lake Street around 3:30 Monday morning. Police say he got into an altercation with a man who was stealing parts of a parked car in the area. Bulliner eventually pulled out a gun and fired one shot. It did not injure anyone, but police say he later hit the burglar with the gun.
In this particular instance, the defendant was a victim a few nights prior and had been holding out his own surveillance, looking for a perpetrator or someone to come back. And in this particular instance, someone did present themselves and he more or less caught them in the act.
Bulliner faces charges of reckless conduct and second-degree assault. The burglar was not taken into custody.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Arrest warrant issued for man known as River Dave. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
There is now a warrant out for the arrest of the man known as River Dave. 81-year-old David Lidstone did not show up for a court appearance today on trespassing charges. He was arrested in January after he returned to the site along the Merrimack River where he lived for nearly 30 years. His makeshift home burned down last year.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. GOP lawmakers approve unchanged redistricting map defying Governor Chris Sununu. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
GOP legislators in Concord are defying Governor Chris Sununu and setting up a potential standoff over congressional redistricting. Today, the Senate Election Law Committee approved the map passed by the House that would dramatically redraw New Hampshire's two congressional districts, making CD1 much more Republican and CD2 overwhelmingly Democratic. Supporters of the map say their intention is to give both parties representation on Capitol Hill. Governor Chris Sununu had asked senators to change the map, but today's vote essentially denies him. While Sununu has said he would prefer a more competitively balanced map, he hasn't threatened to veto the bill. This is all happening under the 10-year redistricting process, which aligns political districts statewide with the latest census data.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Police officers, firefighters practice for Sunday's Battle of the Badges. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
It's the home stretch for police officers and firefighters getting ready to compete in this year's Battle of the Badges. Now, every year, the game takes local fire and police crews to the hockey rink at SNHU Arena. That's where they compete to raise money for children's hospitals at Dartmouth. We drop by the ice at St. Anselm College for a practice. These are firefighters gearing up for that big game. If you'd like to go to the game or just give to the cause, you can learn more on the CHAD website. Puck drop is this Sunday at 1 p.m.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gas prices soar as Biden weighs Russian oil banned. Let's take a listen to that video from CBS News.
Back here at home, stocks fell sharply on Wall Street today as oil and gas prices continue to skyrocket. The Dow fell by nearly 2.5%. The NASDAQ and S&P suffered even greater losses. Tonight, CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports on the Biden administration's efforts to try and ease the pain at the pump.
President Biden today held a video conference with European leaders intent on pressuring Russian President Vladimir Putin to reverse course. But as the crisis intensifies, it's causing gas prices to soar, hitting a 14-year average high of more than $4, up over 40 cents in just a week. By one measure, the largest jump in history.
I just never imagined to see the cost of gas being this high.
It blows my mind. It's a crazy number.
What is the president's message to Americans who are going to the gas station today and seeing prices so high?
He is going to do everything he can to reduce the impact on the American people, including the price of gas at the tank. What is also true is that because of the actions of President Putin, because he invaded a sovereign country, that created instability in the markets.
The administration is considering banning Russian oil and cutting off the revenue to Putin, though it accounts for just 3% of U.S. oil imports. A new poll out today shows 7 in 10 Americans support a Russian oil ban, even if it means higher gas prices. And the administration is in talks with Venezuela for the first time in 3 years, part of an ongoing global search for crude oil as a substitute for Russia if the ban goes through. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who's been discussing an oil ban with European allies, reassured the leaders of Baltic countries today that the U.S. wouldn't let Putin invade beyond Ukraine.
No one should doubt our readiness. No one should doubt our resolve.
He said the U.S. supports Poland and other NATO countries sending fighter jets to aid the Ukrainian military. To date, the U.S. and NATO have provided 17,000 anti-tank missiles and 2,000 Stinger anti-aircraft missiles. 500 more American troops are headed to Europe. The Biden administration tonight's also focused on the case of Brittany Griner, a WNBA star who also plays pro ball in Russia and was arrested at Moscow's airport last month for, the Russians allege, carrying vape cartridges containing oil derived from cannabis. That's a crime worth up to 10 years in prison. Griner's wife today acknowledging the situation on Instagram, saying, quote, "We await the day to love on you as a family." Nora?
Ed O'Keefe, thank you.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye.